Good morning, good morning. How you guys doing? Thanks for joining me again for another day. Another wonderful day. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope those that are members have read the latest report that I submitted to you, detailing the positions of the institutions. And today we're going to go through some of the markets that I think are important and take a look at what has been setting up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, S&P 500, all-time highs. Beautiful. Now, if you remember, we had this monthly chart up, and we had this area here that we were watching. And I told you, well, I told members, I might have mentioned it somewhere to you guys, that as price was starting to retrace down here, I told you guys, watch this big area here. This is a major institutional buying zone that was created back here, right, in 2024. And we had a monthly uptrend. I said, so this was the area for major interest in watching the institutions start buying again. We had the ascending trend line, and it was right there, okay, crossing the institutional buying zone. And so when price came down into that area, what we were watching for was continued buying from the institutions. And so this is what has taken place. Price did come down to that area, contacted that area, and this was when we started buying stocks, okay? Because we knew that it was very likely price was going to start heading up from this area. And with that momentum to the upside in the S&P, we knew that it was going to be a great opportunity for us to buy stocks. And so that's what we did. We bought stocks, and that propelled price to the upside. When we reached near the highs, we took our profits on those stocks, and it did extremely well for us. Okay, this is how things played out. Price came down. Let me speed it up a little bit more. Look at that. Look at that test of that. That's institutional buying right there. Boom. Price comes down, institutional buying, and look at what has been taking place ever since. And so when we look across the watch list that we have, and we look across many stocks, we see this big dip down, and it's shooting up like a rocket afterwards. So there's a lot of stocks that are setting up nicely for continued moves to the upside. As you can see, price came down. Now it's shooting to the upside, making all-time highs. Just last week, we had something really important take place. We had one last area of supply on the chart, and that has now been removed. And this is opening up the chart for a move higher. Okay. So is there a chance that we're going to get a retracement? Yes, there is a chance that we're going to get a retracement here, all right? And I'm going to be watching for that. I don't think price is just going to continue shooting up higher. It's possible that it can do that for a little bit longer, but I believe that what's happening is there is a significant amount of buying down here, and at some point, price is going to tip over down into that area, and then we're going to see some big institutional buying coming in from here that's going to shoot price much higher. So I'm going to be watching for that. And I just want to give you a heads up on that now. I'm not going to give you the specifics of that area because this is what I'm reserving for students and members at the school. If you want to know these areas, come and join us. We have a free trial, and you could have access to some of the information that we only provide for members. But this is going to be a key thing here because when price gets down there, not only are you going to have opportunities to go long the S&P 500 index, but stocks that are breaking out or breaking through supply areas that were created by the institutions, once they retrace to their demand zones, they are going to fly. And we have a whole list of stocks that are setting up just like this S&P 500 chart. So important to know, okay? Important to know the dynamics of what is taking place here. The banks are buying. There's nothing to hold price back any longer. Okay, every obstacle that there was is gone. Okay, and if we look at the NASDAQ, it's the same situation. Okay, same situation. Supply has been removed, demand has been created, and now we're just waiting for some retraces for entry into a long position on the index and also in many different stocks. Look at the Dow Jones, same thing, okay? Nothing stopping price from heading higher. It is clear sailing. There's no supply zones up here, okay? All the supply zones that were created have been removed, and now it's just demand zones. So up, up, up is what we see with the indexes, all right? Okay, now, with that being said, let's take a look at gold. If you guys watched the CFTC analysis video that I posted on our YouTube channel, then you'd know what I'll be looking for this week. And if you haven't watched that video, you should watch the video, okay? It's pretty important. It's on our YouTube channel under the what do you call it? Not the live heading, but the video heading. If you click on videos, you'll see that I uploaded a video yesterday. We took a look at the latest CFTC data. So we're looking at the positions of the big institutions, all right, the institutions that actually control price on the charts. And what we're seeing is profit taking on gold, okay? So they recently added to their long positions on gold, and now we're starting to see some profit taking taking place. So that is going to fuel a move. Oh, sorry. Little ant crawling on my foot. So we're seeing weakness, and on our level 3 session that we did on Friday, we talked about the sequence, which is something that we teach in level 3, which is a series of events that takes place on the charts that leads us to suspect something's going to take place. So there's a series of events that the banks do when they're acquiring a long position, for instance, okay? When they're acquiring a long position, they acquire a large amount of long positions during one stage, and then a medium amount of positions during a second stage, and then a small amount during a third stage. And so we were watching them do this on gold. And then they started to this whole momentum started to die down, and so now we're seeing that with this push to the downside. And it all started with what we were talking about last week on the 4-hour time frame. If you look at the 4-hour time frame, we had a demand zone here that we were watching for right here. We were watching this demand zone for it to hold. It got broken through. Okay, so then there was a second opportunity here for it to hold, for another demand zone to hold, and it got broken through. All right, so 2 areas of demand got broken through. So what does that mean? Well, that means the momentum is shifting, okay? That means the short-term buying is now turning into short-term selling. So if short-term selling is coming into play, that allowed for price to contact what we've now contacted, which is an institutional demand area. And I was pointing this out on the daily time frame. We have daily demand that price came into, and now we're starting to see a push to the upside. All right, so we can go back to the daily. We go to the 1-hour time frame, and we can see this momentum shifting, okay? Take a look at the initial drop and how weak the RSI was. It rallied up, and now look at what it's producing, okay? Look at the RSI, about 40. If this continues with momentum to the upside, then we can expect a move like this in gold short term. So this is what we were talking about. Short term bias is bullish on gold because of this institutional demand being contacted. But how long is this going to last? Is it going to turn into medium term? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think after short term momentum to the upside, I think what's going to happen is more longer term, medium term selling is going to come back into play. So is there a supply area that's going to happen from? No, I don't see any supply areas that is going to happen from. So it'll be very difficult timing this and following the path of price, okay? The path of price is basically what direction is price going to play out with, okay? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be this? Okay? I think the overall path of pressure to the downside is very high odds, probably 70, 75% chance that happens. but it's the drive to the upside. Where does it go to and where does it stop? That's why personally I wouldn't want to take a long trade here. If it was higher odds and I saw institutional buying being the main driving factor short term, I'd be a buyer too. But as I mentioned, short term is selling, okay? When short term is selling, I don't want to be buying, all right? Yes, it contacted some demand down here, but we don't know how much of a move to the upside there's going to be. So this is something that we got to take into consideration, okay? So with that being said, we're seeing evidence that gold can continue lower. And so I'm going to be careful with that. And the interesting thing is too, when you look at the latest CFTC data, there's evidence to suggest that the euro is also going to be dropping sometime very soon. All right. They're reaching near maximum size on their long positions. And every time they do that, they have to take profits. All right. And profit taking is going to fuel a move to the downside. All right. So I won't go into any more details on that. If you want more information, you come and join us. Okay. We'll be discussing this at the school in about a half an hour. We have a level 1 class that we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking a look at the euro US dollar. We're going to be taking a look at a historical portion of the chart. We're going to do a supply and demand analysis. Okay, this is where we take a chart that no analysis has been done on it, and we extract information from the price action. Where are the banks buying? Where are they selling? Where's the trend lines that we should be monitoring? We go into all of that stuff. So we're going to be starting that class in about a half an hour. If you want to join and you're not a member, sign up for free. Come and join us. Come and join the classes. It's for free. Come and see what we teach. All right? I'd love to have you there. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining me today. Appreciate seeing you all. And until next time, sayonara.